Right.
Yo, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yo.
Yeah, tell me what's going on. We just you want me to stream to YouTube and that's it, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I think because this is just going to be a topic that's going to grab the attention of the masses, isn't it? So I think it's just called later. So.
Okay, cool. It's set up and it started to stream.
Oh shit! I had Discord fully on mute, boy.
Can you click the monetize button and just change the title to or I can do that if you're busy.
Yeah, I got it.
And just change it to like European Super League chat. And...
if you could do it, because I've got to basically jump on another call.
All right, 1 second. I'll do it.
Nice one, thanks, Dan. I'm gonna send a Super League.
Are you doing that? Or
I'm sending a message in the Discord chat. Actually, when you're ready, I don't think you're ready yet. When you're ready, just and then I'll send a message in the chat, and then people can just hop on and hop off Discord. That's a sick name.
Yo.
What you saying, brother?
Yo. Hey, the European Super League better have a bag for your boy, man.
Boy, that's what I was saying yesterday, fam. They better pay us. That trickle down economics means I have to eat, fam.
Listen, the way I'm defending them up and down, yeah, bro. They need to pay me, boy.
That's what they said to me yesterday. I need to send you a link to that YouTube feed from yesterday.
What? Who
was that playing me back to me, man? That's on
YouTube.
That's on YouTube. Bit of a lag on there, yeah? Listen, my guy Babs is on board. I know you're on board, Babs.
I cannot believe this, man.
Hey, listen, I didn't really care anyway, and I thought it made sense because of just the pure economics of things. But seeing how it's made all these media people so angry, I'm doubling down.
Why are they all saying the game's fucking gone, by the way?
I think what there is, yeah. I think there's a miscommunication as to what this is.
No, there isn't.
I think there is, man. I think a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people don't understand what this is
because they're not reading, Lewis. That's the problem. All the information is out there. This is why I'm not having it, fam.
I think there's conflict in information. There's conflict in information.
There isn't. Nobody is saying that this league. There's not one person who's saying that this league is meant to be like a competition for the domestic leagues. It's not saying anywhere. The only talk of it
facts.
The only information about the domestic league is coming from the domestic league saying they will kick these teams out.
Yep. I'm completely people are like saying like, oh, the leagues are dusted. No, they want the leagues to stay as they are. This is just our alternative to the Champions League. And people talk about, oh, why are teams staying in it? Teams are staying in it because they make the money, baby. This is what we're talking about, yeah? So we're going to keep you lot in there because you lot are the revenue generators. You need to get over it. Get over this.
And the thing is talking about, this is so bad for all the other clubs. Bro, that man Fulham ain't making the Champions League.
They're dusted anyway, bro. They're dusted anyway, fam.
It's good for the Fulhams and that of this world. It's good for the small clubs.
Hey, good evening, brother. Well, afternoon or morning.
Why is it good for the Fulhams?
Because now they can make even more money off their normal players. How you think a Leicester can sell a Harry Maguire for 80 million? How do you think a Lille can sell a Pepe for 70-odd million? It's because of the stupid money in the game. Now these clubs are going to have more money. So the most valuable commodity in the game, which is the players, now becomes more expensive. That's how it works.
Yep. More money for the players.
Why the transfer records have been going up as they have. Alan Shearer was a big transfer at 3.3 million in 1993. What could you buy for 3 million now?
Nothing.
You can't get a apartment. You can't get an apartment in Stratford.
It's facts. No, it's facts.
Facts, brother. So
Yeah,
what? When Villa was telling people what 80 million for Jack Grealish before.
Yeah, we'll eat that. Calm.
Yeah.
We'll
Who
take that.
cares now, man?
We'll eat that.
Yeah, just take 120, man.
Doesn't eat that, you know.
We'll eat that.
Hey, we got that. Hey, we'll pay up front. We'll even give
We'll pay the
some.
whole thing. You know.
We'll
Yeah,
even throw some Bitcoin as well, bro. Like,
Why not?
He can bring that Ollie Watkins with him as well. If you want. Give me a little
This is
walk.
my thing,
Give me a little walk. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, man.
listen, look. I think it was Anton in our group chat who said like, who made the point about how much money the Champions League makes. So I went to go look at it. In 18-19 season, the Champions League made like more than 3 billion in revenue. No club gets more than 60 million out of that. It's a joke thing. Not one club, not one of these big clubs, How often do you hear, Chelsea announced a £300 million profit? No one makes profit, bro.
Impossible.
So how can there be so much P in football? You have literally like 30 employees in your company and you don't make profit. It doesn't make sense.
Bullshit, man. These lot have taken their power back, man, because you lot have mugged us off for too long, man.
Yeah. Man are lucky that all these clubs don't duck out, sign a deal with Netflix or Amazon and cut out Uefa in the middle because they can, because they've got the product. What do people pay to watch? Footballers. Period. They don't give a fuck about the FA or UEFA.
Just speculating about don't join our leagues, you're not going to play for your countries. We won't watch. We will not watch the
They can't sell a World Cup when they've got fucking James Towalski and Ben Lee and
Kelechi Iheanacho as the main draw, yeah?
They should just go.
And the World Cup in Qatar, I'm going to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch.
Impossible.
They should just go one step further anyway and just make their own World Cup.
Yeah.
I said it in the chat.
You said it anyways. Perez was like, hey, listen, we'll do that anyway.
That's essentially what happened in rugby. That's how they ended up with the 2 different codes, the union and the league. It's not like we haven't seen a president. We've already seen it.
This is my thing. This is what happened when the Premier League was formed. This is what happened when the English team started playing in Europe. This is the evolution of football, guys. Don't be sitting on the fence talking about, the game's gone. Nah, the game is not gone. It's not gone, man. We're going to see a better product as a result of this.
That's it, a better product.
What are you saying, bro? It only just started.
It's only just started, brother.
No, we back, man. We back, baby. We back.
Okay. Let's talk about the product.
I understand Lewis's issues with it though, and I'm scared as well, bro. I'll be real.
Let me just outline what I think here. I think here there's a reasonable argument to be made that big games are big games because of the rarity of them, right? The fact that they're spaced out, that they happen on big occasions. Let me finish.
But you're
talking jazz, Lewis. I can't lie.
Let me finish.
Right. Arsenal could play Tottenham 4 times in a season. Every game would still be a big game. You're chatting rubbish from the back.
Okay. Well, let me finish. I don't think so. And it could be like 6 or 7 times a season, yeah. If you include in like the knockout stages.
There was once when the El Clasico took place 4 times in a period of a month.
Is that fun?
It was the most entertaining and biggest set of games of all time.
Is that fun?
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was amazing. Do you not remember? It was amazing, and it took place 4 times in 1 month.
Okay, so then that happens every year. We're happy with that.
Well, it's not going to happen every year, is it?
Well, it could happen every year.
I'm happy.
But if the level of competition is good, why would it not be good? We all watched Bayern play PSG 2 weeks ago. We all watched them play in the final 6 months ago, whenever it was.
And that's great. Good. And that's absolutely fantastic, yeah. But not when it's. I don't know.
So why do we have the Champions League then? If what you're saying is true.
But the same teams don't play each other every single.
Yeah, I know. So what you're saying is you want less of Barcelona.
I'm not saying that's what I want. I'm not saying
more of Manchester United versus Maribor. Is that what you're saying?
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Lewis will get chefed up. I can't lie.
I'm saying it's a potential concern for the attractiveness and the actual
the appeal of the league if these big games are happening so
Lewis,
regularly.
let me tell you why that's not true. I'm not,
Because even in the NBA, IO,
They
you
play
don't have
100 games a
no,
season in the NBA. They play
yeah,
every day.
no. The reason is different. Shall I tell you
but
why?
you still
First
have
of
your
all,
shit teams in the NBA.
yeah, no. This is why it's different. Yeah, in American sports, it's still a big deal. Oh, right, Giannis is playing Durant today. TV on. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it happens 4 times a year. And then they're playing the playoffs and they play literally the same big game every day, 2 nights in a row, and it's compelling. The reason why it's different, the reason why it's different, Lewis, is because I hear what you're saying in terms of like, oh, we're gonna play the same teams. But first of all, it's gonna be 20 teams, 20 top teams of the best players in Europe, in the world, playing, and the product is going to be good.
Yeah,
That's why it's
playing
going to be
for
lit.
something as well. So you're telling me, look, when Arsenal have got to play Barcelona in this competition, you know, and Spurs have got Real Madrid the following day, and if Real Madrid win, they win the league, and Barca can't afford to lose. You're telling me this becomes a small game because we saw it last year?
It don't become a small game, but what it does is I feel like the historical element gets lost. So, for example, wait, listen. For example, yeah, you can reel off Arsenal's like biggest games in Europe, right? So the time, obviously, our victory at the Bernabeu. Obviously, we don't have many, right? We don't have many, which is another point in itself. But you think about our historical games, yeah. So the win at Bernabeu, yeah, them things don't become special anymore because it happens every year. Maybe sometimes 3-4 times a year.
Okay.
Special anymore.
Okay. But that's no. It does become special because you're thinking of the group stage. I mean, the league stage. If you go away, which you're not because you lot suck, but let's say for some miracle you get to the semi-final and it's away at Bayern, no, Bayern not in it because they're bums, so away at Juventus, and you dust off Juventus, dunk on Cristiano Ronaldo's head, that still becomes special because it was a knockout stage of the European Super League.
It might still be special, but it's definitely nowhere near as special.
Why not special? It's the Premier.
Because it's just a regular game.
It's not a regular game. You didn't hear what I said. I'm talking about because this is how the competition is set up. You've got the European Super League, and then it runs to like December. And then from January to like February or to April is the knockout stages to decide who wins the European Super League. So it's the quarterfinal, semi-final, final. So when you get to the quarters and the semis, it's the same thing as being the Champions League quarters and semis. It's the same thing. So your argument, maybe not the groups, maybe not the European League part, doesn't become as special. But why would that's like saying when you beat, I don't know, AC Milan in the group stage of the Champions League, it's not as special as the semi-final. Of course it's not. That's common sense. So you can't compare that. But again, quickly, Shav, to round up, yeah. And also there's certain games like when you were 2-0 down to Spurs and then you slapped them 5-2. That was a league game, but it's still special because of what happened.
This is exactly what I was going to say. Also, it's mundane. Like it's mundane. It's boring. Like just playing the same English team, like it's no different to playing Burnley week in week out, or like the Wolves or I'm saying these teams, knowing these teams have actually beat us, but it's no different to like us just like playing them teams, like going to the Turf Moor. Who fucking get like some shit ground with wooden
That's
seats,
it,
man.
man.
I
No one
don't
gives a shit
care.
about that rubbish, man.
I don't care. Like, I proper don't care.
Though, right? At least in the my other thing about this whole Super League thing is the 15 founding clubs. I feel like with a competition, there should be some consequences to lose it. Like there's no consequences to lose it for the founding clubs.
Well, no, you're
£350 million.
You're determining what consequences is, and that's the problem. There is even if you get relegated, you still get bare P. Like when Sunderland got relegated from the Premier League, they finished 20th. They got more money than AC Milan, who finished second in the Italian league. You see what I'm saying? So the consequences of the Super League is that you're not in the playoffs essentially. So that's revenue streams gone. So those teams that are in the playoffs have going to generate more money than you, become more attractive for players and clubs. Just like in the Premier League.
Do you think Porto give a shit about that?
Of course they do.
Why? Why would they care? They're gonna finish 15th in the league every single season and keep their space in the fucking league every single season.
Okay, Lewis. Okay, Lewis. And what's the difference for them being in the Champions League, which they're gonna qualify for every year? What's the difference?
Because they might not qualify for Champions League every year.
When was the last time Porto didn't qualify for Champions League? How often Porto not qualify for European competition?
But we don't have to see them in this competition. I don't know
What's
this
it?
stuff off the top of my head.
Wait.
There's the opportunity for them not to.
Wait, Lewis.
And
Now
I think only the top two in
Lewis,
Portugal
Lewis,
qualify for the Champions League.
Lewis, now you're just jazzing up the competition. This is a competition for the Champions League. So it is effectively replacing the Champions League. So you can't say, oh, this elite competition is the new Champions League, bro. So what's the difference between Porto?
The difference is that Porto are going to be in it every year. Like, they don't care what they do. They're getting their 350 million regardless.
But they're in it every year now.
But there's the potential for them not to be, no?
But that's a false fallacy, right? They might not be, but they are. Like, look at what the reality is. They're in it every year now. So who cares?
Same as Juventus.
Yeah, who cares whether they might not be? There's a chance they might not be. So what? It doesn't matter. They're always in it. So the chance that they couldn't.
Look,
Is that man like Leo spin?
Lewis was Boa Vista in the Champions League. Big man lie, man. Big man lie,
Right.
bro.
Okay.
No,
they're not in it. They're not in it every year. First of all, wait. First of all, Porto are not in it every year. So we're gonna do a fact check on that straight away. Okay. We're gonna do a fact check on that straight away. Porto have been in the Champions League 5 times in the last 8 years. Right. So that's not every year at all.
So most years.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah, 66% of the time.
How many times have Man United been in the Champions League in the last 8 years?
You tell me.
No, you tell me, brother. You got to Google it.
I don't know. I don't have the stats to the top of my head.
We've missed it at least 2 or 3 times. So it's the same thing. Okay.
So you're not making it every year by default, then, are you?
Yeah, but I'm for the best clubs with the best resources who are the reason why football makes so much money, because they host the best players.
What, and Porto is one of them, yeah?
Porto is one of them. Porto are the biggest club in Portugal.
So?
They also won the Champions League.
They're the biggest club in
got
Portugal.
some Champions League heritage.
Yeah. Put your medals on the tables, brother. Put your medals on the tables. Put your medals on the table, Lewis. Put your medals on the table. Put your medals on the table. Yeah,
I don't agree with this format at all. I think
you're too romantic.
I think this whole founding club thing is ridiculous.
What means ridiculous? It's the smartest shit ever. Clubs should have been doing it.
Yeah, for the clubs it's the smartest shit, but for the competitiveness of the game, I don't think it's.
Why is it?
Why not?
It's one tournament.
It's one tournament. I don't care.
I've just explained to you. You're gonna have clubs in this competition, such as Porto, who are gonna cling to this 350 million pound that they get every year. Niche in the competition. They're going to be the whipping boys throughout the competition. Yeah, they're going to finish bottom every year.
They might not.
How is that competitive?
But what's different? Look, but what's different? But what's different to this on an international level? When you're talking about international football, like the Euros, for example, there's teams like Moldova and Scandinavia, and them
they
teams
don't make it to the World Cup.
Every not the World Cup, but every now and again, like you got like one like new just minnow nation inside the Euros, like final. But by and large, the Euros, it's the same teams as England, France, Portugal, the Holland. It's all the same teams doing it.
It doesn't lessen for the World Cup.
Lewis,
they still have to qualify for the Euros. You're going on like every single year over the last every single major competition.
So your
international competition has had a major emission in the last 20, 30 years. Every single competition.
So your qualm is about the qualifying aspect.
I just don't think you should be guaranteed a space in a competition. I think it becomes stale.
But it's evident that with the American sport model, that's just simply not true. It's simply not true. There's actually a proof. There's already a proof.
Look at the NFL.
There's already a proof of concept. That is fundamentally not true.
Why is it not true?
So because we've seen the NFL and NBA and the MLB. It's fundamentally not true. That's the proof of concept.
But that's American sport.
No, but hold on. For me, it's not true. It's not true because as a football fan, I want to see ballers ball. Who has all the ballers? The top clubs. So the top clubs should remain in this competition so that as a fan, I can be entertained watching ballers ball. That's what I watch football for. I don't watch football because Burnley might be able to get top 4 and face Barcelona and lose 8-0. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. There's 90% of games that are played that I don't give 2 shits about.
Exactly,
honestly,
because the ballers are not balling.
I don't care.
You watch the game, you watch Barcelona versus Real Madrid, not because it's Barcelona and Real Madrid, but because the ballers are balling. Them man have ballers, and you want to watch that quality of game.
Sorry, can I insert something here as well? Yeah, yo, it's mush, people. I agree with what you're saying, yeah. But the only part I disagree with is that we want to see ballers ball, but right now the teams who have ballers can evolve and change. So where Milan have been shit for the past decade, Napoli have had the ballers. So I've watched Cavani and them play for Napoli. Do you know what I mean? Or it was Valencia before, then it becomes Atletico. What
Mush,
this
you can still watch them.
membership does?
You can still watch them, Mush.
No, no,
The La
no,
Liga,
no,
yeah, I ain't going
no,
nowhere.
no, come on. But the
No,
point
I
is, if
accept
the
that
best
point.
players are going to permanent members of the European Super League,
But
then
who
the
says?
teams who can have those players won't ever change. You
Hold
get what
on.
I
Who
mean?
said? Who said that's the case? Who says that the European Super League are gonna always all have all the ballers? That's
But
not
that's
true.
what you guys just
No,
said.
hold on,
We let the
hold on,
ballers
hold,
ball. You just said
hold
that's
on,
the
hold
argument.
on,
Let the
hold
ballers
on.
ball.
No, that's an
Hold
argument.
That's a
That's
that's a
the
different
crux of
point.
you man's argument.
He
on,
Let the
hold
he
ballers
on.
ball.
said no. He said the best players tend to be
Thank you
in the
very
big
much.
clubs.
That's
Yeah,
what I
but
said.
who the
But
best
Not they're
teams?
always there. Not they're
Hold
always
on.
there. So I'll give
so
like a
what? So
go.
what's the point of this then? If the
And
best,
players
What
can
the best
move
players
as
are
well.
always there.
And players can move.
what's the point of this is that for years upon years, football clubs, yeah. Let's go away from the fantasy arguments, the fairy tale arguments. Oh, very our game, but let's look at reality. Football clubs have been in a multi-billion-dollar business, which is off their backs because they have the products, the footballers, the coaches, yeah, and they are not profitable because the governing bodies are milking the bread. That's number one. Number two, their money is being divvied out to man that don't contribute the same thing. Like man like Sunderland getting like 50 million a year. When AC
And
Milan, let me finish.
I agree with you.
Let
I
me
agree
finish.
with you.
Let me finish. So what they're doing, which what they should have done a long time ago, and I think they should even taken even a step further, but they haven't, is by this bogus Champions League where they're now extending it to more clubs to grab more money and not really bust the people who really should get the money. They're taking the power back and also essentially locking in their income. And I think the coronavirus pandemic really showed that clubs are down bad. Clubs are down bad. For example, Arsenal, I think one of Arsenal's biggest revenue streams is match day tickets. That was gone out the window. Do you know what I mean? We saw Bury Bury was a major football club. They went out the window. What did FA do? FA didn't do fuck all. People talk about Man United and their man should put money into it. Doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
but Disu, isn't it about access to the pot though? Right now, I know it's hard to break in to the biggest pot, but right now, if you can do things properly or manage yourself properly, e.g., let's say Leicester in the past few years, yeah, at the end of the day, through good decision making, they've been able to break into the pot. The point is with this founding members thing, and based on what I read about the permanency thing, ultimately you're guaranteed the pot whether you're doing well or not.
So that's
You
true. But hold on 2 seconds. That's true.
heritage, brother.
Yeah. But why is there a pot? Right. You have to start.
Exactly. Because
There's a
of
pot.
who?
The pot is there because there are top teams. The top teams are I think about 80% contributors to that pot. The pot only exists because there's an Arsenal, there's a Man United,
No,
there's all these
but bro,
teams.
this is where I disagree with you though. The pot, I agree, right now exists, and the main contributors to the pot are those teams.
Mhm.
What I'm saying, the players are the pot. So this, you said this before, the players are the product, yeah, and I agree with that. My point is, those same players are going to be ballers wherever they go,
Right.
and the opportunity to go to more different teams should be there.
Right, and that hasn't changed.
No, but it has, because the players
How?
are going to go to the biggest pot, aren't they? And the biggest
No,
pot is
hold on.
reduced to 15
That
teams.
doesn't happen now. There's a Champions League that there's a select number of clubs that usually are in the Champions League, but other teams are still able to get very good players. You find gems, you raise them, you sell them off. That's what those clubs do now, and that's what they'll do in the Europa.
Yeah. Why are we
is that
pretending?
different?
Why are we pretending
Yeah, but
you
sell them to the 15 teams though. You sell them to the same 15
That's what
teams,
happens
right?
now.
Yeah.
That's what happens now.
Why are we pretending that Neymar and all these man were all
Right.
founded in the streets of Manchester and Liverpool? No, they
The
found
difference
all over the world.
is the difference is you're locking those 15 teams in. So those 15 teams will always
Have no
be the
risk of
15
dropping
teams
out.
Yeah.
Arsenal
with no
and
risk
Milan
of
in the
dropping
last
out,
decade
which
dropped
is
out.
mad.
Why is it
That's
mad? Why is it mad?
Mad.
Why shouldn't they be
Because
locked in?
that's monopolizing football.
Why
That's
not?
the worst part of it. That's the worst part of it.
No, it doesn't happen now. It doesn't happen now. Do you know why it doesn't happen now? Because look at Arsenal, for example, right? We were a top side. Yeah, we were a top side. We used to be able to attract top talent. Now, because we made disastrous mistakes in the transfer market, we have now fallen off, right? We were very lucky to attract Thomas Partey in the summer, right? Very, very, very lucky. We couldn't even believe it ourselves, right? we should never be able to attract someone like Thomas Partey because we're performing so poorly in the league. We're not in the Champions League or anything like that. It's a very lucky.
No, hold on. Yes, you should because you have money.
Fam, it's simple. It's simple.
But the fact is, if you're locking Arsenal in, we can use Arsenal as an example. I don't mind being objective with this. If you're locking Arsenal in as one of these Super League clubs, yeah, it means they can never fall out. They can never fall out. They will always get the best players.
Lewis, can I add to what you're saying as well? You guys are saying that the clubs are the pot. The clubs aren't the pot. The competition is the pot. So ultimately, if Arsenal aren't in that competition, apart from Partey, they're not attracting anyone else because they don't have access to that big pot in comparison.
Nah, the competition isn't the pot, Mush. The competition is not the pot. It's not the pot. It's not. There's teams that operate outside of the competition. There's teams that fall out of the competition currently, year in, year out. They're not dependent on they're not solely dependent on the bag coming from UEFA. What happens if you don't qualify for UEFA competition?
Who doesn't take a massive hit?
Leicester have done a good job without year on year out.
Leicester still sell all their biggest
without year on year out. It don't matter. But the point. Your point was that the competition is the pot. It's not the pot. If Leicester did, it's not the pot. If Leicester is still made pot without being in the competition, then how can the competition be the pot?
How many Leicesters have there been over the years?
Okay,
how many? Barely.
No, but you asked me for one example, so I gave you one. So you can't. Don't hold knives to me now because I gave you what you asked for.
Oh, hello, getting spicy, boys. Easy, one mic, come on.
No, someone says, like who? No, but someone says who, and then I say who, and then you say who else.
No, it's a good example. It's a good example.
Okay, so hold on. So if the competition is the pot, have they said that the Champions League is going to cease to exist? Because if it's not, the Champions League is still going to run. Leicester can still get into top four and still play Champions League. Go and play that.
The Champions League is still going to be there, and that's what I'm saying. For me,
the Champions League becomes like the Europa League money compared to the Super League money.
That's UEFA's problem.
It's nothing changes.
That's UEFA's problem.
Because
the thing is, UEFA have got no issue with what they've been doing. Like you see like the violence, and the strength of the opposition coming from UEFA and Gary Neville and all of these tells you how much money they stand to lose. This is how threatened they are by the prospect of this. They don't want this to happen. They don't want this to happen at all because they've been exploiting all of these football clubs. They're like, yo, our time could be up, and you see all these board members resigning today. The Juve board said, no, we're stepping down for UEFA. They're
preempted all of it.
Declaring war. They're declaring war. I'm here for it.
I don't disagree with anything Shams is saying. Hey, bro, about UEFA.
Say it again.
I just don't understand why you lot are so against the people who have been putting football on their
no
back.
One is against
no,
them.
wait,
no
wait,
one is against
wait,
them.
wait. Why you lot are? Let me finish my sentence. So you need to relax, Lewis. Yeah. Have a
What, is Lewis's head hot?
Yeah.
You were jumping in left, right, and centre. So
because I already heard your argument.
Recognize the hierarchy, big man.
One mic, boys.
Listen, Lewis. I heard your argument already on WhatsApp, innit? So I don't want to hear it again, brother. No, jokes aside, the reason I don't understand why you lot are so against these clubs locking in their long-term home in this competition when these men have been putting football competitions on their back for years and be getting shagged in terms of the money they should be receiving for years. Arsenal having to make redundancies, all that type of stuff, that should never happen. Think about how much revenue is in football. These clubs were down by the pandemic, and that should have never happened because of the money in football. So what they are doing is what any smart or responsible business will do, is securing their long-term income and creating a product that is beneficial for them and the players. Mm-hmm. And why I think this benefits, why I think this could benefit the fans. First of all, we're going to get an interesting and new product. Two, the money. So when there's more money in football, what happens? Before, we didn't get all these international players in our leagues. The reason why the Premier League is the best league in the world, because we started making the most bread. There's a point when Italy had the most bread, Nedved, all their men were there. Then Spain, the El Clasico got lit. Now the money is in the Prem. That's why we're seeing the likes of Aston Villa and all these other teams be able to buy certain level of players. And what could be potentially good for the fans is, with now you getting this crazy new revenue stream, that is guaranteed for X amount of years, then they don't even have the power or legitimacy to even raise ticket prices at the rate they've been raising them to keep up with collective revenue, because players are getting more expensive, traffic is getting more expensive. That's why football clubs don't make that much money, because the wages are too expensive. So, and they're always trying to pass down those costs to the fans. So hopefully with this, they don't take the piss with football kits. They can freeze tickets for stuff like that, because you have another revenue stream that is absolutely killing it. So I'm not against them locking this in, because first of all, there's going to be five. There's going to be
That's
five.
all hope, though, right? This
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Sorry, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question here? Yeah. So what you're saying, I completely understand the benefits, and I can see why the clubs did it. The only question I have is what you're saying about the good thing about the Prem. Yeah. So right now, I can watch Liverpool versus Southampton, and it's a watchable prospect because I know Southampton can afford ballers. They can drop 30 mil on Danny Ings and all of this stuff. Yeah. What I'm asking is if by playing in the Super League, you're getting this massive bag, and the players who are playing in the league, domestic league, haven't got access to that bag, how do you maintain a competitive product?
First things first, they do have access to that bag if they go to the clubs. Secondly, if my club, okay, let's say for example, Mush, you're the owner of Southampton. You know, I'm Ed Woodward. The Stimmy just hit my Barclays. I just seen 350 hit my account. Yo, Ings, what are you telling me? If you know I've got more money, you can essentially raise your price, which is what we've been seeing for years. And secondly, sorry, tough fucking shit. Welcome to the real fucking world, bro. Some people have more money than others. That's life. Like, what they've been trying to do is by genetically modifying some fake competition, and it is absurd. Liverpool, let me finish. Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal are the reason why people around the world are paying through the roof to watch football, not because of Sunderland, not because of Burnley. So if that inherently damages the competition, then so fucking be it. That's the reality of life. Like, why are we trying to fake some false competition, bro?
Can I ask you another question? Because you pointed to American sports, you pointed to the American sports model, right?
Yes,
but even them, they correct me if I'm wrong, the bottom teams, right? They're given like the first draft pick and stuff like that to make things more fair, I guess. Is that the reasoning for it?
Yeah, because you can't do transfer fees for players. That's the only way. There's one sourcing pool for players, and you can only trade. So that way, it stops the big markets like New York, whatever, because they could generate more money. They could just buy players. So that's the way they make it somewhat competitive.
So what would be the fair? What would be a similar thing that the ESL could implement to this to make it fairer? Then, like,
I don't know yet.
I don't think because the ESL is just a separate competition, and not a unique product by itself. That you can't do anything. Same way right now, the Prem can't do anything to guarantee competition because Manchester United are gonna have more money. They tried to do the FFP thing, didn't bang. Do you know what I'm saying? And also, when you start to put in these regulations about how much debt you can have and whatever, that also damages the smaller clubs as well. So all you can do is just try to raise that certain level, the amount of money in the game. That's all you could do, and that's why the Prem has got more competitive because there's more and more money in the game. More money will trickling down. Of course, Man United will get more money than Aston Villa's, but because Aston Villa are getting more money anyway, they can afford to get better players. So yeah, it's difficult to have complete and utter competitiveness in sport because sport is not meant to be complete and utterly competitive. It's meant to be a hierarchy.
Sport isn't supposed to be competitive.
No, man, you can't
completely and utterly.
Why is it not supposed to be completely and utterly competitive?
Because not everybody says able.
I agree, though. I agree that it can't be fully competitive. But surely the objective of sport and the reason why we watch sport is because the spectacle gives both teams a chance of winning. And this is reducing the chance of the lower person, regardless of the fact that they contribute less, right?
Yeah, well, I think tough shit. Who fucking cares?
The thing is, how is it?
Get your racks up, man.
You don't care.
You can't get your racks up.
Hold on. But how is that terribly different from now?
Yeah.
How is that different?
It's terribly different to now because there's an entry point.
Hold on. So like Man City, for example, are basically backed by a country, right? So
Yeah,
they have
that's a
an
very
endless pool of money.
unfortunate. That's very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
They're
but
the
that's
anomaly,
reality.
innit? They're the anomaly.
That's fine. That's the reality. Manchester United have revenues probably double or triple most teams in the league, right? So it is what it is.
Deservedly so, I might add.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Chelsea are backed by a multi-billionaire that uses them as a toy,
Less
right?
so,
he
less so
gives them
deservedly.
gives them any amount of money they like. Aston Villa don't have that. They never have. But Aston Villa are still relatively competitive. How is what's happening now any different with the ESL? Any different from that?
Yeah, you could have even picked a team worse than Aston Villa. To be fair,
Yeah,
this is not like Burnley, Burnley, who have Burnley have to fight for their finances season on season, season in and out, despite finishing in the Premier League.
Because obviously, money's likely. The more money you have, the more likely you are to attract the best players and win the. But competency still plays a part.
Absolutely.
There's a reason Manchester United. There's a reason why Manchester United are the richest club in England, and it wasn't by hook or crook. Because Liverpool were the big dogs for years. Manchester United did something. What they do in terms of the marketing enabled them to get a step ahead. So tell man to get their P's up, bro. These clubs right now are fucking dossers. They're dossers, bro. The man are dossers. They don't know shit. These
I disagree. I disagree because if you're
let me finish. All these lower level clubs are dossers because of the work of Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal over the years. There is a guaranteed bag that these men are coming to get every year, bro. Guaranteed
100%.
bag. All you have to do is
100%.
stay in the Premier League. That's why these men will fuck off the FA Cup and League Cup because all they know, bro, if I stay in the Premier League, bag.
I just don't think. I think you've raised good points there, Disu, about Man United, Arsenal,
Thank you, Bestie.
Chelsea, Real Madrid, Barcelona. These men have put European football on their backs. Where I think it just gets silly is why a man like Spurs have been invited.
Yeah, I agree. But the way it is,
like, I think that's the matter because you just guaranteed their
listen.
What have they contributed to the game?
Listen, Lewis.
Cool.
Listen, Lewis. It's called chestnut checkers, bro. We need them, man. Just, you know what I mean? Fill up the numbers.
You need some wicked boys, man.
Fuck them,
Yeah.
man.
You need
Pattern
someone
up them
to jump in.
pussies.
No, I understand why they did it because they want to. It looks like to me they want to keep some of the rivalries, the local rivalries that certain leagues have. So Arsenal and Tottenham is a big local rivalry. Barcelona, Real Madrid, they're trying to keep some of those together within the ESL, so it creates some derbies and it makes it more exciting. I understand why.
And also they're big enough draws to make the competition more palatable.
Let them be invitation only, innit? Allow them founding stuff, bro. Let them be. That's what I just don't understand. You're allowing mediocre clubs
like Arsenal.
That's not. Yeah, like Arsenal.
No. But we can't liken Tottenham to Arsenal. You can't.
You're the same boat, man.
No. There's a goal. No. There's a clear goal.
Bro, one of those two clubs is in free fall, fam. One of the two clubs is in free fall.
Arsenal. Like Arsenal.
That's Arsenal. Of course, it's Arsenal. Tottenham are on the come up.
This is error.
Come on, man. Tottenham have been on the come up since 1961, man. Just stop it, man. Because when they ran them numbers, when they ran the numbers, so yeah, Arsenal haven't won a league title since 2004, and that's ridiculous. But you lot are like, look yourselves in the mirror and ask why. Like you lot are rejoicing like right now, saying, yeah, we fluked our way to the bag. Because deep down, it's not. There's no merit in Tottenham being there. But honestly, and that's not me throwing shade at all.
You know,
it's
when
like,
your mum
what have
asks you to
Tottenham
take
done?
your weird out of town relative to the shops with you, yeah, that's what Spurs are, bro. Yeah, the weird deformed relative.
Come on, fam. The 1961 thing is crazy, man.
Listen,
it's crazy. It is. Like, let's be honest.
You know, you got these you got these people, yeah, like that hate landlords and stuff because they started making money or whatever it is. Like they don't like the way how they make money. That's Spurs, bro. People just don't like Spurs because we didn't make money because we won trophies, isn't it? Like, cool, I get that. Spurs are shit. Like they're shit in it. They're not making money. They didn't become a big side by winning trophies.
You're not a big side.
No, it's not that. I don't hate Spurs.
The Big 12, clearly.
Right, this is what you're doing now, right? You're one of the Big 12. You know what? So you became a big side on Sunday. So you became a big side yesterday.
Error.
Is this what you're telling me?
Error. Just make sure Harry Kane was warm when our stimmy hits. Yeah. Make sure he's warm when our stimmy hits.
Harry Kane ain't going nowhere now, man. He's getting paid $1 million a week, man.
Yeah, true.
calm. Bro, he went off the pitch shaking his head. Mourinho left the next day, fam. It's over.
Spurs are there through nepotism and nothing else. That's it. You're there because Arsenal, Man United, and these man put you lot on. Pay some respect, yeah.
Bro, you
Hey, I can't lie. I don't like how you put your name next to ours, Steve.
Yeah.
Who would Spurs be without Arsenal, really and truly?
Yeah, cool, but don't put your name next to ours, Steve. Don't do that.
Yo, can I ask you guys something, yeah, about the whole entry thing, yeah? Sorry, just about the Super League thing, yeah. You know, like PSG.
Much lie, man. You're
Now go push. Now go push. Go.
I played.
No, honestly, this is the only question I have, yeah. You know how PSG have suddenly appeared this decade, yeah? Do you guys think like this opens up, like basically billionaire owners or whatever wanting to? I'm not saying I have a problem with it, but the only way you enter is basically you get your cash up from an injection and then you break into the big boys like everyone else.
But that is the only way, though. Who else has entered without doing that?
But it's true. You're right. It's true because that's
people talk about all these teams that potentially you're preventing them from joining the big boys by closing off the group. They are never going to join. Like Arsenal have not been relevant for 15 years, really, and they're still one of the most supported clubs in the world. That's history. That carries on. That's my dad supports. Now all my sons support. They'll tell them the stories about Thierry Henry. They'll tell them the stories about Arsene Wenger. It's very difficult to get into that group unless you have the money that a PSG or a Manchester City and a Chelsea had. They're the last group who were able to infiltrate before this happened. I don't see how anybody else really gets into that.
I agree to that. I'm just saying that.
Leicester weren't coming, man. Leicester were not coming.
Who said Leicester?
I didn't say Leicester.
In the chat, Leicester weren't coming, bro.
They won Premier League, they should be in it, though.
We're not coming, bro. They're good. They're plucky. They're all right. Good use. Come on, man.
The Leicester thing's like the Blackburn thing, like you can have your one-off, like
a quick household thing, yeah. A quick thing for the people listening on YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube right now, hit subscribe and hit the like button as well, please. Thank you, because there's quite a lot of people listening on YouTube, so do that, please. Thank you. Anyway, guys,
have you spoken about Jose?
Oh yeah. Let's talk about Jose.
Yeah, era tops. Let's talk about Jose.
Hey, you man. When you next see Pogba tweet, say thank you, sir, and I want you to push straight to your phone because he got that bum out of here. Yeah. Pay some fucking respect.
Pogba's biggest achievement in English football is getting Jose.
Yeah, how many times are you gonna drop that line, Lewis?
Just the second
Listen,
time.
Lewis.
But it's true though. Am I talking facts or not?
No, you're right. Pogba defeated evil twice. That's a big achievement.
Is that his biggest achievement in English football then?
Yes, it is. And it's a big one.
All right, cool. I just wanted to know that's what 80.
What's Thomas Partey's biggest achievement?
Thank God for the European Super League, We can have more Pogba's for 80 million.
What's Thomas Partey's biggest achievement? The fucking prick. Partey hard, fuck off, man.
Yeah.
I bet he
but that's Era and Tops, if he's still about. What are your thoughts on Jose going out? Because I know, Era, you've kind of been of the opinion that, listen, Jose hasn't got the best job, but the players aren't good enough, so I want to give him more time. So how do you feel?
You know what, bro? I'll be honest with you, yeah? I woke up today, I saw that news, bro. I started celebrating, fam. Bro, I started celebrating. Ask the man in the group chat, fam. I was in there. Bro, it was like 2 a.m.
Don't kill me.
Bro, whatever. I was just happy in there, yeah? Just to know Mourinho's gone.
Oh, man.
But
That
look,
is so cold.
I still, to this day, like, I'm not going to lie, like, it's not going to be rainbows, innit? It's not going to be rainbows now that Jose's left. Like the next player, like Ryan Mason's the caretaker manager right now. I could see that being good in the short term. I'm not going to lie, bro. I'm just thinking of it like, who was he with? He was with Poch, Tim Sherwood, where we played a bit more attacking football. He's young enough that I don't think he's going to be on this reserved kind of football game. I think it's a good thing for the time being. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if Delhi starts in the final. Do you get what I mean? Like that kind of change. Yeah. I think it's a good thing for the time being. But yeah, man, like to see Jose go, like I think the way Jose left is shameless, bro. I think he knew he's got no chance in the final. Yeah. He saw that ESL thing last night, bro. I don't even think I think he slept with the biggest smile on his face, bro. He slept in his work shirt. He slept in the tracksuit, bro. He was ready. He woke up ready to quit. He wanted to chat so much shit today. He was getting sacked for that 30 M's, fam.
Yeah, I'm not buying that story, and anybody else who's buying that story is stupid, man.
Yeah.
It was really confusing.
Yeah.
The FT like came out and said this guy's not even hired by us.
I can't believe people believe that story.
It's ridiculous. Jose that's taken nearly 100 million for payouts. You think he's doing this for integrity? Come on, man's taking 30 million worth of integrity, man. Come on now.
Facts.
Jose wanted to protect his rep. He wanted to protect that rep that he's never left the club without a trophy or whatever. He's gonna come out. He's gonna come out and say that, if he played, he would have won. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, rest in peace, pussy.
Straight onto Sky Sports, man.
Do you guys know how this is affected by FFP? So like these clubs get this money. Is it not affected because it's in essence it's technically revenue rather than owner money? If you get what I mean.
We're gonna create their own.
They're gonna create their own one. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
So, like the mafia,
boy.
So they're gonna create their own FFP, and then with their transfers and salaries, it's gonna be capped at 55% of the revenue they make.
Okay.
So I think that's just to stop the PSGs and cities just buying out the league.
Okay, so interesting question, Elijah. I've seen this 3.5 billion banded about. I was trying to understand. Is that 3.5 billion initially, or is it like 3.5 billion over 10 years, which is 350 a year? I'm trying to understand. They're not giving all these clubs 3.5 billion straight up, right?
No. So the 3.5 billion is the invitation for the 15 clubs.
Okay.
And that is for the stadium, training facilities, and for COVID losses. So it's going to be between 310 and 89 million for each club. So not everyone's going to get 310 million. I think that'll be for the clubs that were affected most. It's probably going to be Barca, Madrid, and teams like that. And then the smaller ones will get like 89 million and 100 million. But they haven't done the tender for the sponsorship and the TV deals yet. But the way it's organised, it's looking like the original 15 for all the sponsorship and TV deals they're going to get about 4%. Well, each club's going to get about 4%, and then the extra 5 are going to get about 2%. So there's going to be a bit of a disparity between them, but it's going to be a lot of money. Like they were even saying, like if one of the 5 were to come in, if they were to go on to win the competition, they will get half the amount that one of the 15 club gets just for getting knocked out in the group stages. So
these lot winning the competition and being founders is just a cash cow, really.
Yep.
It's crazy stuff.
And the Herrera released a statement.
What did he say? Oh, fuck off, man.
That guy's Herrera.
Go back to Bilbao, man. Go back to Bilbao.
Anyway, bro.
And Ozil as well.
What did Ozil say? I don't even know who that is, to be honest.
Yeah.
What did Ander Herrera say?
I can't lie. My eyes are filtered only to see players that are playing in the Super League, bro.
I fell in love with popular football, with the football of the fans, with the dream of seeing the team of my heart compete to get the greatest. If this European Super League advances, those dreams are over. The illusion of the fans of the teams that are not giants of being able to win on the field competing in the best competitions will end. I love football and I cannot remain silent about this. I believe in an improved Champions League, but not in the rich stealing what the people created, which is nothing other than the most beautiful sport on the planet. Champions League is shit, bro. Like shit. Like, and they're only gonna make it more shit. So we'll see, man.
Ozil said kids don't grow up thinking to win the European Super League. Why would they?
Now they will. Now they will.
Exactly. It doesn't exist, dummy. You fucking bozo.
Now they fucking will. You just get with it or get run over, man.
Bro, he hasn't even got the assist yet. Shut up, man. No, every time I see a tweet against it, it makes me want it even more. I can't
even more, fam. What are you not talking about, man? Like for me, like the bread and butter for me is the domestic league. As long as that remains, what you not want to do with Europe, I'm interested to see that, man. People are saying they don't want to see Chelsea versus Real Madrid 5 times a year. What, you want to see Chelsea versus West Ham? You want to see what West Ham? Do you want to see Chelsea versus West Brom? Chelsea versus Norwich?
Oh,
Man,
I
I
definitely want to see that.
I want to see the best players. I want to see the best players against each other.
Man are complaining about this. Like to say they would rather see Chelsea away at Ruben Kazan. Man are getting back. Man are getting back to London the next week, bro. Fuck off, man. Get out of
Yeah,
the
absolute cap, man. I think people are being self-righteous here, to be honest.
Self-righteous, hypocritical, having double standards, all of that. Like, it's no different from when the Premier League broke away from the FA. It's no different from when the Champions League was formed, because it wasn't the Champions League, it was the European Cup before and not even that long ago.
They cooked me for saying that, bro. I still can't believe it.
What? That, Elijah. They ratioed you, bro.
Hey, what? Come, Elijah. Pro tip: when you see 5 come, just mute the conversation, brother. Hey, when I see 3 people say the same thing, I'm like, okay, you not gonna talk to the wall, bro. Hey.
Oh, you lot are being stupid today.
Nah, that would be so stupid.
They cooked you for saying what, Elijah?
So they were saying, it's a totally different thing. This is against competition, which is not the point I was saying. I was saying they're doing this for the money, which was what the Premier League and Champions League were about. So
and that's what it is. I don't understand. You can't say that you love the Premier League as a product now and blah blah. You want to fight to preserve the Premier League when this is the same way it was founded. Like it's exactly the same way that it was formulated. The big clubs said, "Look, like we're onto something here. We're not getting rewarded for it. This is art. Like this is us. It's our thing. Like we're making this money here. Own your masters, man. Like my thing. Own your masters. Own your masters. Like, that's it. Like I can't tell you nothing, man.
Rest in peace. Nipsey Hussle, man.
Nipsey Hussle, innit? Like that's it, man. Own your masters.
You know all the small clubs like vote against the big clubs with the 5 subs and that, man. Fucking take that, you pussy, bro.
Man.
We're spinning the block.
No.
We're spinning the block
in the coup of Chris Wilder.
They're saying City Boys up 300 million.
That's me, man.
They're holding it back, man. I'll be livid, man. These small boys. Since when did these small boys get saved? They're coming in to say, yeah, boom, it affects us. They say no. The whole 5 subs thing, the VAR thing. Fuck off, man. These man, every dog has his day, innit?
Guys, the thing is, people talk about international football will be dead. They are not going to get rid of these guys. They need them more than these guys. They're trying to strong arm them, and it's not going to work.
Yes, bully boy tactics.
The best players.
It ain't a World Cup. They'll just say, all right, cool. That's even better for the European Super League if they do that. It's even better for the ESL. They'll just say, all right, cool. We'll just showcase exhibitions in the summer, same time the World Cup's on. No one's going to watch the World Cup. You're going to watch a World Cup about Neymar and
do you know how much
KDB.
How much money? Commercial advertisers and TV broadcasters pay for the likes of Neymar, Salah, Ronaldo, Messi, Pogba, Griezmann, all these big international stars. And you think they can play that for Choupo Moting and Wilfred Ndidi? Like, come on, let's be serious. Like, they know who the breadwinners are. In every company, you've got the people who make the bread and the people who just do like everything else, business support. We support the people making the bread. That's how
to get to enjoy the fruits of their labor as revenue generators. Yeah,
exactly. So it's where it is, man. They should have done more. They should have done more to like pattern these clubs and keep them happy.
They should have, and UEFA fucked up anyway. They fucked up. But what's the actual facts that we know about the competition so far? I know about the 15 leagues. I've heard about the 15 teams. I've heard about the 5 teams that can qualify year on year out. I've heard that it's not going to replace the domestic leagues. Apparently, it wasn't going to replace the Champions League either. It was to run alongside the Champions League, wasn't it? Or is that cap?
I think initially they wanted that, but I don't think UEFA was ever going to
allow that. UEFA won't let that run. But it's not these, man. It's not the ESL saying, "Oh yeah, but we want this instead of the Champions League." They're trying to say it can coexist.
it'll be hard to coexist because the way they want it to run from like August to December, and then they do the month where they have the quarterfinal, semi-final, and final in like the month of May. So it'll just be all in 1 month, but that'll be hard to run alongside the Champions League unless they change the Champions League to like a proper cup competition that runs from like January to May. So like,
it's very difficult for them to coincide. And I think what essentially happens is that the Champions League is relegated to a second tier competition.
The Champions League becomes the UEFA Cup, which is why you understand why they're fighting so hard and coming with such threat and legal action and blah blah blah. But
what's the Champions
I don't think
League?
they can.
What's the Champions League without these teams at all?
Nothing. Absolutely.
You can't call it the Premier. You can't call it the Premier European competition without these teams in it.
Yeah, you can't. It's nothing. It's nothing.
It's last year finals. Yeah. All right. See you next, man.
Yeah. Cool. And that's what it is. Like, these lot know it's true. These lot know their value. They know their worth. They know what they bring into the game. And these man ain't rewarding them. These man ain't listening to them. Do your thing, man. I'm happy for them. And all this, I just think all this fanfare, like, people will change their tune in it, like, over time. Like, I've seen the Arsenal supporters trust and big boy. I don't know why they think they can speak for all Arsenal fans. They're saying, "Oh yeah, we stand against blah 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 blah." Chelsea have done something similar.
I think the average fan, so the average white British working class fan, probably has these opinions because they're criminally uninformed, and two, when you get all your information from the media, if the media are all against all the people that you trust and respect their opinion,
then you're gonna default to that position. Yeah.
But like, you see what I'm saying?
But when you gotta think for yourself or think outside the bottle, ask the questions that I suppose that we've been asking here, then yeah, it's different. It's a different set of conclusions that you could come to. And I'm not jumping in with both feet saying, yeah, boom, I don't know, because I think Arsenal's in a precarious position as a club in this because of our European heritage or our lack of European heritage. So I think we are in a precarious position. So I'm not even going in at the moment and saying, yeah, boom, or that, yeah, boom, we're going to get that 350. It was good that it was cleared up about the finances, but we're not going to be like a top eater in that. So are we going to be better off? That's what Arsenal need to know and be sure about and be clear about. But by and large, it's better. I just don't have the opposition to it as a competition, and I think like it's just self-righteous and hypocritical from certain sections saying this when you endorse and buy into Champions League product as it is right now.
One thing that people are missing is that this is the initial format of the competition.
Yeah, you don't mean that it's forever going to be like this.
Will 100% be within the next 5-10 years. They'll extend it. There's going to be more and more clubs invited, more and more clubs being made founding partners. Like, so this talk of it like excluding everybody. No, I don't think it'll be a long period of time. But anyway, by the sheer nature of the Champions League, it's pretty exclusionary anyway. You know what I mean? It's like a sport competition. So, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I just wish that there wasn't so much fake news being banded about. Like, they're making it seem like
it's hard to separate what's going on from what's actually.
And also the way Sky and all these pundits and all these players are marketing is like as if like Thanos has come down and confiscated every kid's football and there's gonna be no more football. You have to watch. It's ridiculous. Like people used to pattern up, man. Like
I genuinely like. I get teams that may have like FOMO, fear of missing out, but all this shit, the game's fucking gone. This is an absolute disgrace. What are you talking about?
Yo, boys.
What are you saying, bro?
What are you saying, man? I've been listening. I hear both sides, but I'm falling more on the line. Falling more on the line of a lot of people are feeling fearful because it's a big change. A lot of people are fearing the unknown. I look at it and I understand the premise of us generating the most money. Therefore, we should keep the bulk of the money. Ultimately, that's the idea of it, and I understand it. However, just the sporting aspect of it, I do like an underdog because I'm a Chelsea fan. So I've known Chelsea to be the underdog and come from the doldrums to be something.
We're What you know about
I
that?
understand we get certain fans. I understand we get certain fans that feel like, oh, you know, the game's gone. But ultimately, I then look back at it and I think, well, when Chelsea did what they did, people didn't like it. People don't like it. So you can't, regardless of what you're saying, football's gone. Whatever you do, they're gonna say it's gone. Whatever. They said Chelsea were ruining football. Now Chelsea are a super club. I want to protect their investment and stuff. People are like, oh no, the game's gone. The game's gone. Well, you said it was gone when Chelsea first actually bust. You said it was gone when City bust. So, for me, I don't think. Honestly, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Now, I slept on it because I was kind of annoyed. I can't lie. Last night I was annoyed. I was thinking, what the fuck? But I've slept on it and I thought, you know what? This actually might be good for football. Definitely a better product. But when you look at BT Sports, Sky Sports, they're all shaking because they know, and over time they're gonna probably want to buy the rights to these competitions. Of course. But they're shaking because they're currently in the unknown now. They don't know what to do. You get me? So,
of course, they know they can't compete. They can't compete on this market.
Yeah, look at what's on Sky Sports, like football, bro. Nah, man. Sorry, the matches that you have to watch, Vanarama League as well. Fuck off.
Hey, all I know is if these man like Gary Lineker and them man say they don't want to do the jobs, hey, big man, come and hire me, fam. I'm available.
I'm telling you, some of this Pete is going to trickle down to touchline. Yeah. But when it trickles down, the price of the Discord's going up. That's it. So we let you know now, innit? You man that are on Discord and you're not Patreons and that,
hey,
we're done with
you're on shaky waters right now. Morale's telling you you're on shaky waters right now.
We're doing for the guys that are here now. The new guys, the price of it going up.
Yo.
Yeah, of course, loyalty to our existing members, but those of everyone who comes afterwards, yeah, sorry, brother, gotta pay.
Mariah said, "Don't act like you ain't seen that Forbes feature. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. Please, don't do it."
So, a question, Shabs. Like, when you saw Arsenal as one of those clubs, and what were your thoughts, pros wise and con wise? I've got some Arsenal fans like, why do we just want to join this league and get slapped up every week? Others are like, yeah, we deserve to be their heritage, etc. What were your thoughts? You probably mentioned it before, but yeah, interested to hear.
About Arsenal, it's an interesting one. Like I've said this. I'm on record saying this on Touchline a couple of Sundays ago as well. That Arsenal are not a club that have big European heritage as far as success in competitions. As far as European impact and appeal, yeah, Arsenal are a club that does have, there's a time. Yes, far back, but there's a time now where loads of teams looked at Arsenal as a benchmark as to this is what we want to achieve, either in terms of playing style or this is what we want to achieve as far as the way that the club was structured. So training ground, like the way that Arsene Wenger came in and just revolutionized and changed the approach to football, the approach to preparing for football, match fitness. AC Milan are world leading now in terms of their training ground. They came and took a lot of what Arsenal was doing and kind of like built on that, and so many other clubs, we forget to mention. So as far as stature, I think it's relevant and appropriate, but yeah, I don't want Arsenal fans to get lost in the, like, we're not European big boys. We're not European big boys. There's once upon a time where our name used to mean something on the European draw, and yeah, we have had a few historic nights in Europe. But that's it, man. It's nothing to write home about. That said, I don't think it's a whipping boy situation. It's not a whipping boy situation. It's a because I think with introduction to the competition, if that comes with financial accompaniment, then that comes with the opportunity to strengthen the things that we've not been able to do.
Clubs, and you've got people saying like, oh, how about like teams are finishing 7th in their league and they still get to be in the European Super League? That ain't gonna happen. That is not gonna happen. And what you're gonna have is go on.
I'm agreeing with you on that same point. But the thing is, it's like it's different now. But it rattled me when Liverpool won the Champions League and then finished 5th in the league. Yeah. And it's like, this lot, like these lot, should not have even made the competition that year, that season. But lo and behold, they do it. It's like we've done it. Like I remember watching Champions League when it was just the top 1 and 2 that got into it, and then every year, like the the goalposts, the margins, the horizons, they've been broadened to allow a third place in, and now a fourth place in, and now so on a rare occasion you could even have 5 teams from the same nation in the Champions League. So that's for monetary gain. It's for monetary value, isn't it? It's for them lot to protect and preserve their product. Well done. They eat from that. But when you look at, like, you're the 4th best team in your league, you don't belong in the Champions League, so to speak. But it is where we are. It's where the game is right now. You know what I mean? Like, I've also benefited from that as a fan of Arsenal, who have finished 3rd, 4th. You know what I mean? That etc. etc. And we just get further and further behind. So I can't turn my nose up to something that has benefited me. But yeah, then it dilutes the whole concept of elite. Like, what's elite? What's the top competition if these are not the top sides in it? That's the thing. But I do think we need to be cautious. The news is just broke. It's like, we need to understand the facts, and that's why I was asking about the facts. I was saying, what is it that we already know that's guaranteed and confirmed? What are the bits and pieces of information that are still missing? And I think more will reveal itself over the course of today, over the course of this coming week, etc. We'll all be in a better position where we understand a bit more and can make a more informed decision about whether we think, this truly will be a good thing for us as a club, for me as a fan, for us as a fan base, whatever, or no, actually, I think it's the wrong decision. But I think on the face of things, as it stands now, I'm with it, man. I'm with it. I think, like, if these lot are bringing the money in, like the players, the clubs, like, it's pockets, and everything that's already been said about the Premier League, the games in the Premier League, I just don't care for. And the Premier League is still a higher standard and quality of competition than some of the other leagues in Europe. Imagine you're in Spain. No one wants to watch Dijon versus Guingamp, whatever. Like, who cares about them sides? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's even worse. So yeah, like, that's my thoughts on the matter as things stand.
To be fair, the proposals have been about for a while, because the document was actually leaked in like January of last year, I think. Or was it this year?
And that might have been it. It's just the proposals is one thing, but you see, when news breaks and it's confirmed, and then you start seeing these power moves, like Agnelli's step down from the UEFA, and that, you start to say, okay, this is real now, because now it's not the first time that we've heard about it. But when you start seeing, there's news and it's accompanied by action, you say, all right, this is serious now. This is like, UEFA's called the emergency meeting this morning, innit, to say, like, right, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna move? It's serious, innit? It's like proper things, innit? So yeah, man, and more will emerge, because UEFA will have a response, and then the clubs involved in the ESL will then react to that as well, and so on and so on, and legal will get called, and just move from there. So we've got to find out. We've got to wait and see a little bit still, but by and large, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested to see how it develops, man. Spurs boys are happy. We just gotta keep our eyes open for any other updates. Is there anyone in the chat who wants to hop on and talk, give their thoughts? Yeah, just drop a message. No, I will give you voice. We'll give you voice powers. Wenger. I would say it's a bad idea for Manchester United. It's the most important thing. It's based on sporting merit to respect the history built from European football. We feel that this idea will not go far. Oh, interesting. Wenger has to say, yeah. Let's see. See what happens. Who's that? Marvino, you want to speak on competition? Yeah, give me a second. Let me find you.
Luis Figo has his say on European.
Luis Figo.
Why are all the snakes speaking first?
What? Marvino, you should be able to talk now. If you unmute yourself.
Yeah, I just wanted to say about like a lot of people are mentioning about the competition aspect of it. I think it's you're talking about the top 20 clubs in world football. How can you say the competition going to die? Teams aren't going to go there, especially even if you think maybe 4 or 5 of the teams go there just to get for the money. The majority of the rest of the teams are going to be going there to win trophies. They're going to be trying to get the best players. The best players aren't going to come to your club to not play. It's like with Champions League. You go there to win it. You know what I mean? Like, so Arsenal bought party with the intention of getting back in the Champions League and blah de blah. So teams are going to be buying the best players to eventually try and win it. It's one. I think even the fact there's only one trophy you can win adds more to the competition aspect of it as well. So you're actually trying. There's more competition. That competition is higher, rather than some people will be like, oh, we can't win the Champions League this year because we've lost the first leg 3-0. Let's go focus on the league now. If you got that competition, you got one competition there. It adds to the competitive nature of it. Teams are going to be fighting more, and you're going to see a lot more attacking football rather than the sit back and dull Mourinho ball that sometimes we see. Yeah, that's it, really.
I do think it's interesting because at the end of the day, if you have these clubs that are just there via heritage, you will say that, yeah, because these clubs do bring the most money. But then again, you could say that if you bring the most money and you get the most money now, you're in essence just like holding all the talent. But if you have like a cap on how many players you can have, all the best players still won't be able to play for all of these clubs at the end of the day. So you still will have some talent in the Prem, etc., like in all these other leagues.
Oh, have we finished? Yeah.
Yeah, he said his point.
Alright, cool. I guess we've caught up. We've caught up with the Spurs fans. But yeah, this is good. We should do this more often since everybody's at home. Just hop on the old Discord and chat it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
All
going to
right,
be.
boys. All right, nice one, man.
Peace.
Catch up with you all later.
Oh, yeah.
For the Liverpool match, actually. You lot come through for the Liverpool match later.
Yeah.
Right,
I wonder what Klopp would have to say about this.
You wonder who?
Klopp.
I thought you said I wonder what Apostle's going to have to say about this.
No.
People are saying, oh, Klopp's going to leave Liverpool over this.
He's not going to leave, man. He was already going to leave anyway.
Yeah. Agreed. So we'll see, man.
Anyway, so,
the thing that killed me the most, is their graphics for their website ain't better than the shit we do. Super League, say no more. We're doing something. We're doing something right.
I don't want to see none of them halftime shows. I don't want to see that American nonsense, man. Just give us football.
They're not going to do all of that. I don't know why people think they're going to do that. Is it because the owners are American?
Not just that, but I guess like you can earn more money by advertisements or doing that kind of shit.
Oh, by making it more of a show, more of a performance.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you lot don't realize they've been doing this with the Champions League small anyway. Like even moving the final to a Saturday evening. Champions League final never used to be on no Saturday. They've moved it to a weekend for broader audience. They now have like the pre-game, all the build up for the pre-game stuff. They have a halftime show. Or they've done like some halftime performances now in the last couple. I don't think last year because of the pandemic, but I swear that the year before that, and even the year before that, they've done like some halfway performances, whether they broadcast it or not, because we're listening to the analysis or whatever the studio man. But I swear, there's man.
It's going on. Yeah,
women singing,
you're right.
dancing
Yeah, you see
in
all
the
that
thing.
people doing all that
So they've
stuff,
been
man.
they've been making all of this stuff. They've been making the Champions League into this anyway. And my whole thing is like, UEFA have been making these moves. No one ain't been saying anything about it. ESL have come forward. These clubs have come forward and said, "We're gonna do what UEFA are doing. We're just gonna own it."
Taking
Everyone's
ownership. Yeah,
outraged
man.
about it. It's like I don't think they're proposing an entirely different
Product
from what we already get. It's just they're saying the rules of this product, the rules of this competition are this. It's going to be us fanny teams because us lot are the ones that bring,
we took the risk.
bring the
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Think about Spanish football. It's like Spanish football. The clubs that bring the revenue into TV are Real Madrid, Barcelona, and somewhat tiny piece Atletico Madrid. You know what I mean? Maybe Valencia a couple of years ago. Valencia had a spell in the early 2000s when they done some bits, but the TV money wasn't what it was then. You know what I mean? But they've got some heritage from that. Teams like Deportivo have got like some small heritage from when they was balling out with flipping Tristan and Valderon and them man. But that's it. Like the rest of the clubs is in Spain. Unless you're from there, unless you're from Granada or Malaga or Sociedad, you don't really care to check the teams like that. Like you ain't got people who, unless you're just bored out your mind and you love watching all football that's on. I don't care if Betis are playing flipping Granada. I don't. I'll be honest with you. So, like, who cares about these lesser things, man? It's about where the money's at. And is it right if these man bring the money into that Spanish league and they've got to share most of that money with them, man? Is it right? I don't know. I don't think it is. So let them lot do their thing, innit? Let them lot own their thing, and let's not be bitter at them for saying that. Yeah, this is what they want to do. This is how they want to take it forward when it's already been happening small, whether it's in plain sight or like more subtle. UEFA have been doing this, and that's why they're so vexed about it.
Yeah. Facts, man. They're shaking shit up, man.
Yeah.
So this is now. I'm excited, man. Jose dusted.
Yeah, Jose's dusted. That I missed out on even them conversations. I don't know where Spurs fans, most Spurs fans,
they were happy. Like, even Era, who was kind of like, I follow Era, so Era's kind of like, yeah, the players aren't the best, so I'm gonna give Jose a bit more time. I woke up happy.
Yeah, he said he woke up this morning.
Yeah, exactly. So when Era feeling that way, when Era feeling like that, you're not really gonna find any fans supporting him. What killed me was the trying to sneak it under. Jose refused to conduct training because of this European Super League. He don't give a shit. He don't give a shit. So we'll see. I think what's important for these guys though is how they market this idea, because if I'm not a club that's not in part of it, I very much feel like the rich clubs are saying fuck you to the rest of us. But what I understand is they're trying to ensure they have more money, but even despite them getting more money, they'll ensure the smaller clubs are still like, we'll look after you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we understand our position and we'll look after you lot. And of course, we don't want to leave our domestic league. So they should not let the other side control the narrative. So it's important for them to make sure they control the narrative and explain clearly what they're trying to achieve here. Because I think if they don't, then everyone who's not part of it will be like, F that, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, listen.
Yo, Eric Cantona, sport director of SC Dons, yeah? Fucking hell, man, United doing it again, man. Culture club.
Hey, Thingy's got to be, Jose's got to be done now as a big club manager, isn't it?
Facts. I think the thing is, what I was saying on the pod yesterday is that I think that he can still get big clubs, but what he can't get are clubs who can routinely spend 100, 150, 200 million in transfers. And that is the sort of manager he's become. He comes in and doesn't think, what can I get out of the players that I have? His first thought is, what players can I bring in to improve? And essentially what his track record gave him was that right. But basically, he's shown that if he has players that are to his liking, he will achieve you success. He's lost that now. So he's going to go and have to do a proper manager's job where it's like, you've got players who are limited and you may want to play a particular system, but you don't necessarily have the players. So how do you compensate for their weaknesses and still try and achieve what you're trying to achieve as a team holistically? he's back in that. He's back in that mold, or
I
not
just
just
think
go on.
everything about Jose has come to light. Like because I used to get way before the pod days, but people used to shoot me down because I used to say this guy is an anti-football merchant, and I'm not particularly thrilled by his football. I think of his years at Chelsea, he had one year in particular where they were very, very good and dominant attacking wise, and that was his first Chelsea spell. And then he had the spell at Real Madrid, where that team was one of the most attacking sides in the Liga history. And apart from that, his football has been just very uninspiring. And despite that, he's got results and managed to do things and be successful and achieve stuff. But when that style dries up, there's very little to his games, and that's on the pitch. And then when you think about like his actual approach as a coach, that he can work with you when you're ready made, but he can't develop you. It's very, very. All right, maybe it's unfair for me to say that there are players that he hasn't improved, but it's easier to count the players he has improved on one hand than
Agreed. I don't think like
than
people
players
say
he
he's
hasn't.
improved Harry Kane. I don't think he's improved Harry Kane.
Yeah, I don't.
What world has he improved Harry Kane?
Yeah, I
But
don't
man
think
said,
he's.
I think he's have improved it. Get out of Get out of here.
Yeah, what world that I don't agree with that at all. So I'm with you, Babs. The thing is, this comes down to what that Jose's entertaining, no doubt. Like his off the pitch stuff is the stuff he does on the pitch, his box office. But this comes down to what do you watch football for as a fan? Do you watch it so you can have bragging rights over your opposition? So yeah, we're the best, or do you actually watch it for the enjoyment of the sport, like the actual enjoyment of football? And Jose sucks all on the pitch anyway. He sucks all of that out, and I can understand for certain clubs why success is what we want in it. So we'll take that. We don't necessarily need to be most entertained, but I want to be able to watch my team and enjoy watching my team, enjoy watching the football we play, and see the direction that the team is going in. So yeah, that's very important to me. When he first came in, I was like, you know what, I'll give him a chance. He showed at Real Madrid that if he has good players, he can play like football that's kind of front foot attacking-ish football. But even then, when you deep it, look how we went into the game to get into Barca. Fucking hatchet, man. Hatchet, man. He had Sergio Ramos, Pepe, DM, just kicking Messi for 90 minutes. Like, that's not football. That is not football. Why are you not trying to best them at football? You're trying to like, fuck, nah, man. I'm not here for all that. It was great. It was great while it lasted, bro. You left us with a lot of memories. Rest in peace, man. Go manage Boca Juniors or something. That's what
I've
go on, Babs.
If Mount's not like heroes.
Was it your feeling for what?
No.
If Mourinho manages Boca Juniors, they're gonna have to release a new season of Narcos.
Shit, Owen, what are you saying?
No,
what
that statement is wild.
Actually, I already know Owen's Jose out. So obviously Ryan Mason's come in. What do you guys know about him? And does that potentially mean some players that we haven't seen a lot of being brought back into the fold?
I think with Ryan Mason, initially I thought Chris Powell should have been the one who. He's a big man to be assistant to Ryan Mason, who's pretty much just been working with their youth teams. And he's getting his badges there. He played under Sherwood and Pochettino.
Wait, Ryan Mason, the player, Ryan.
The one who got his skull, yeah, that one. He's only 29, right?
Oh, swear down.
Yeah.
Oh, what? He's caretaker manager.
Exactly that.
That is whoa. That's wild. Yeah, boy. Okay.
I think his main job between now and the end of the season will be now to just try and weed out some of the bad weeds, the dead wood that we do have in our squad. It will be similar to what Sherwood did under us when he took over from AVB. Like no one really wanted him as a permanent manager. Hard to endure watching him in his press conference and some of his football. But what he actually did was he managed to sideline certain players who he thought were dead. But there's people like Paulinho at the time who he signed as one of the hottest assets in Europe. It didn't come off. And then players like him got put to the side and gave Pochettino a better foundation to take over because he built through Harry Kane, Sherwood. So give him credit for that. He brought through Ryan Mason with himself. Ben Taleb gave Andros Townsend more games, and we looked like a better team, which was heading in the right direction. So I'm glad that we didn't wait till the end of the season to make the change. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had time to kind of weed out players, which we may need to get rid of in the summer.
That's true. That is true. Do you know what's so funny? Wasn't it that account that was saying they'd bring in Ryan Mason, and everybody was like, "What the fuck are you on about?" And then
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
This is
They're like bringing.
I feel Chris Powell's a genuine qualified manager, and
Yeah, but I'm not sure
he's
he's
a great representative of Spurs. So
Yeah, which was I remember Chris Powell. I'm trying to think who's Chris Powell. The name rings a bell. Oh man, Chris Powell.
Chris Powell, the black manager, he used to play for Charlton. He used to manage.
Okay, yes.
Charlton.
I remember Chris Powell. Yeah.
Charlton as
I
well.
hear you, Owen.
Yeah.
It's an interesting choice, Ryan Mason. Fair enough.
Fan players are talking are roasting this guy, man. Apparently he's not the one.
Who?
Chris Powell.
Who's roasting him?
I don't know why people are so opinionated over who we've got as an interim. Not even that. You would rather Jose Mourinho wasn't in charge. Like, what do we have to do to satisfy the people?
Yeah. You're not now debating over the guy who's going to be managing the club for a month. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
You can't get relegated. But can it be like you can't get relegated, can you? It could be a shit show, but it'll be all right, you know.
Now so the Super League is starting next season then.
And then I was gonna say, and then European Super League in August. They said as soon as possible. So
it's up, man. He's not said, man, this COVID is not bringing my club down, boy. Barca and Real needed this so badly. Barca were fucking dusted. They were absolutely finished. That club, so yeah, I'm sure they were just there like, please, man, somebody's. Just what I'm saying. Thank you, Wazza, man. Voice of reason. What? He wants to be the future United manager. He knows what he's doing. Still, I can speak for being at Man United. For being at Man United at such a long time. The last thing they would want to do is to jeopardize their relationship with the fans. They want to keep them involved. Let's see what the proposals are when they come out. Just wait, these.
A lot of people have kind of not. I don't think they've read the statement properly.
I don't think
they haven't, bro. They haven't read
it. Headlines.
In this discussion, I know you guys have been running this chat for a while, but I hopped on Toby's stream for like 10 minutes. But they don't intend to break away from the domestic leagues for one. They may have added that late in the statement to appease fans, right? But they also intend to keep somewhat of the pyramid, the football pyramid, going.
This is just UEFA. Did you see FIFA's statement? FIFA's like, yeah, listen, man, let's all be friends.
Let's all be shalom shabarin, innit?
That's like virtue signalling from these broadcasters from UEFA and FIFA has been mad. It's been mad. I think Jisoo said something when I joined the chat earlier. Like, it just makes me want it even more. And yeah, it does. It does. But we needed this break away from UEFA and FIFA for a while, man.
Arsene Wenger's there, man. Arsene Wenger predicted this.
When the World Cup is still going ahead. There's no what's more morally wrong.
An old school Arsene Wenger video.
I like they love it.
No one's talking about no video. All I said was Arsene Wenger predicted this because man said FIFA love it, and obviously he's there in the FIFA offices, isn't it? So obviously, he's got man under in his air. Yeah, you're not in connecting the dots. You think I'm doing romanticism? Remember, I wanted him out. Remember, I wanted him gone. Like I wanted the back of him.
I reminded your boys yesterday. It was like, oh, Wenger, 10 years ahead of the game. Like, yeah, well, you know what? He would have been here and been able to enjoy this if you didn't get rid of him.
Yeah, but Morale, I ignored that. I saw that shit and I said no, because you got to remember, people keep talking like the fans drove him out. The fans protested violently, but the fans didn't make the decision to drive him out. The board said the board drew the line.
The board their hand was forced by the fans, man. I think at that point the fans would have, like, if he stayed any longer, the fans are rioting even more. Like they couldn't go against the fans. Like, the fans were fully.
It ain't worked for Arteta, has it? But I didn't say that.
Not yet, bro. Not yet. I obviously remember as well. No stadium, so they ain't getting to hear the chorus of boos and that. But they're gonna give it time, man.
All the hearing is the chorus of money, man. He ain't listen to no boos.
Yeah.
I lie.
That's what I mean. The only thing that's changed.
So
The only
now
thing
all
that's
these
changed is
managers
that
are.
we
We've been talking
actually.
about.
The only thing that's changed is that we actually have the money to pay Jose and his staff off. That's the only thing. Like,
I lie.
there was that fake story which came out like, oh, like Mourinho's going to paint himself as the anti-ESL hero and stuff like that, which is proved. It's been come out that that's not true. Although I do think he's going to try and spin that narrative anyway. However, yeah, but that's the only thing that's changed. Like, we've got some guaranteed funds if this ESL thing does go ahead, and we can just pay his staff off, because there was a lot of noises coming out of the club a few weeks ago. Like, okay, yeah, we want to get rid of him, but we just simply do not have the money to pay him off. That was it. Like, we're looking at 30 million plus. So, I mean, that's a huge amount of money for us right now.
And you lot still got to pay Pochettino, innit?
I think that's just been finished.
Jeez, bees.
Fair enough, man. You lot are back up, man. You lot learned $1 billion from Gold. You lot gold $1 billion from Goldman, one of these banks, didn't you?
All right, I'm curious,
If we went in this ESL, boy, the club would have gone into melt. The fans
They probably already knew this was happening when they took out those loans, man. And the people giving them the loans as well. The people that gave them the loans knew.
And remember
been in the know about this.
Yeah, of course.
And remember the naming rights for the stadium as well. You still ain't got an official stadium sponsor. That's a big financial. That's a big financial. I know with COVID, I know
that now, man.
I know that's only really happened because of COVID. It's only because COVID that hasn't happened. If we had not been in a pandemic, that would have obviously been resolved now. But I think companies will ask more questions about this type of thing than they would have beforehand, and will be more keen on kind of Tottenham and their on-field performance. But quick question, yeah,
Of course.
who is the coach that you want to take Tottenham into this ESL?
It's funny. There was people laughed at me in this Discord.
Realistic answers only,
than
please.
Leicester, and I still stand by that. So I think it wouldn't be unrealistic to go for Brendan Rodgers this summer if the ESL goes ahead, because Leicester are not going to be playing in the Premier European competition whether they finish in the top 4 or not, which is unfair. So I think Brendan Rodgers would be viable to go for, and on the naming rights as well. In February, we probably kept this guy in there as well. We hired a chief commercial officer called Todd Klein, who secured naming rights for the Miami Dolphins. Their deal to get the naming rights. Apparently they're not good, but they got a really lucrative sponsorship from Hard Rock Cafe, and generated a lot of income for them. So with that appointment only 2 months in, I think the naming rights are pretty inevitable. But yeah, Brendan Rodgers for the next coach. I don't think we'll get Nagelsmann. I think he'll be off to Bayern. I can't think of anyone else. Maybe Eric Ten Hag. He's definitely viable. I'm just not sure if I'd want him. Yeah, I can't think of who else is viable. Maurizio Sarri, I don't want. But yeah, man.
Okay.
You must take someone.
Interesting time.
I think he'd be perfect for you, man.
Why do you think he'd be perfect?
Because he can bring a process with little to no pressure.
Exactly. He knows how to alleviate pressure on players. I think he would find the best system for the players we currently got.
Yeah.
And he knows he's got the Premier League experience as well. He should know a lot of the players playing against him.
What, the Tottenham have a cup final this week as well? Shit, on Sunday. Shit.
We weren't
against
winning
City.
that with Jose in charge.
Oh, shit.
A lot of people were saying that, we shouldn't have sacked him before the cup final. Like, but we were not winning.
We're not winning that.
Never.
What are you, man, talking about? We shouldn't have sacked him.
I actually wonder why they sacked him so early. Then that's what I want to know.
Why we didn't sack him earlier?
He didn't want the job.
As in, why they sacked him now? Like, why now?
Because we got the money to pay his staff off.
No. The money's not there now, though, is it? They haven't been paid yet. Like, I want to know, like, why now? Why today? If you get what I mean, like the money is not paid.
I think there is an element of a smokescreen with Levy as well. Probably with the ESL backlash. There's been numerous supporters trust statements that are against it. I'd say even though it benefits Tottenham probably more than most clubs, 99% of fans seem to be against it at the moment. So
Mm.
maybe to appease fans timing wise as well.
Hey, listen, I can't wait, man.
It's
I can't wait.
interesting.
I love. I don't know if you were here, Ryan, yesterday, but when we were talking, I was saying I love when change happens, just to see like the reactions, like what are the plans, how do they plan on implementing it. Like, I find it so interesting because you're basically looking for ways to make previous practices, which were basically shit, more efficient.
Yeah.
At a high level, at an
Exactly.
extremely high level.
I want
Yeah,
people to get easy. This will be here for a couple
with
of years.
many components.
I mean, this will be here for a couple of years, and it's going to get replaced.
It's funny. It's interesting that someone like Wayne Rooney has spoke out without any invested interest elsewhere. Actually, come out, speak, and make sense with what he's saying.
Wazza want that United job, bro. Like he ain't gonna say shit, man. He wants that job for like 5-10 years.
You said,
so
you said,
he's played the blinder.
Yeah, absolute blinder. Like you see it. He sees himself managing United in the ESL. That's what he's
And
planting the seeds,
ESL
isn't
games,
it?
bro.
He's
If
planting the
that's what the
seeds.
clubs are getting, if that's what the clubs are getting,
Yeah, you got to be thinking. Wazza's looking at the whole situation from afar, saying these man gave Ollie a job. Like, come on, lad. You know what I did for United? They gave Ollie a job. Like, I'm in.
yeah,
Like,
I'm
one of them
definitely
fans.
getting
Like,
I'm definitely getting a crack.
what can I say that's not controversial?
Right.
Just plant the little seeds there. Like he's played the absolute blinder, right? Oh, you're right. I'll make you right, mate. I'll make you right. That's it. You can't go wrong with a statement like that. But yeah, all right, lads. I'm off. I've got to pay the bills. All right.
Nice one, bro.
See you
Peace.
later. All right. Bye.
Owners of
Super League not keen on having 2 teams in Manchester, 3 in London, so open to moving franchises elsewhere. That's bullshit.
Nah, you see what I mean? Oh, this is where the problems start, man.
Bro, this is bullshit, man. It's bullshit. I promise you. They're just trying to put out stuff into the press and leaking stuff. Doesn't even make sense, man. These clubs are fine where they are. They built their brand and reputations where they are. Why do they need to move?
The city
It's
doesn't
the
have
most
anything to do
global
with
game.
it, surely.
The most global game in the world. They don't need to move. Where would you move Manchester United to? Calcutta? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, none of that's happening, man. It's just chatting shit. Fear mongering now, man. So I'm saying that they need to control the narrative and they need to get ahead of this stuff because people are going to start sowing seeds where people haven't even heard the full idea and they've already turned against it. Got to be mindful.
I'm glad we got some
I don't
good
know,
things
man.
in here.
I don't know. It does sound realistic with these American owners.
Ow, bro! What would be the business sense for it? A brand new stadium in a brand new city.
I think you
They're no longer the brand.
move City.
They're no longer the brand Manchester United.
You could move Man City, but you couldn't move Man United. I don't think there's too many
Yeah.
Uniteds. The brand means a lot.
Yeah, I'm not ruling anything out, man.
Where do you move City to? Bloody.
I guess I don't know because you can't move it outside of Europe because the European Super League.
Yeah, this is my point. Like, it's not going to happen, man. Where are they going to move it to, please? They're casting, man. They want to control this narrative, and basically everyone's saying, "Oh, it's these American owners." And bro, this has been discussed for the last 20 years. Like, these clubs understand what their value is. You lot are not recompensing us fairly, so we're gonna do. The only thing that's happened is COVID has exacerbated it by clubs' financial situations becoming more dire, and this is a perfect chaos for them to do all this stuff. And how are you not going to respond? Threaten to remove them from domestic leagues. Your players can't play internationally. What does that leave you with? What sport does that leave you with?
Hey, absolutely finished me.
This is crazy. This is crazy. It's been a hell of a year, man.
There's only one thing I don't get, and I'm sure you guys have already covered it as well. But apparently, there's a system in place where players can get banned. Like, certain players won't be able to move clubs through bans, embargoes, or whatever. I didn't fully understand that, to be honest.
So what's this embargoes against the
Like,
European
in
Super
what
League
scenario
clubs?
would players not be allowed to leave the club to join a European Super League?
Bro, they're just saying anything. They're just saying anything. I swear down, they're just literally saying anything.
I didn't understand it, man.
And people don't obviously Like, do you not think these guys have already checked the legal precedent for what they're doing? Like, they've checked all these stuff. These lot are just, they have to react. They can't be
I
seen
know
to just
Levy
cower.
definitely would have.
Yeah, of course they would have. Like, who would go into such a monumental move without checking the ramifications and the potential punishments? You would, and you'd weigh it up. Okay, what can they potentially do to us, and what we're getting out of this? And these guys are like, they've gone down the path of deciding war. These lot are like, listen, man, we just don't want the Champions League. Like, our domestic leagues, we love those leagues, but we're trying to create our own thing, man. And these are like, nah, you're taking away from our money. This is UEFA's money you're taking away from now, and they're not just gonna sit there and let you do that, are they? Now you can't deal with clubs that are under UEFA. Like, okay, sure. And if the players decide when their contracts run out to just go and join these Super League teams anyway, then what have you got left? Like, all the money will follow the Super League. It's in their best interest to cooperate, fall back and cooperate, and find a way to coexist. Say that again, Babs?
They just got to negotiate around it.
Of course, which these guys are open to doing. Like, these men ain't trying to beef you. They just want to own their masters, like Shab says.
Even a poster that, the whole anything can happen thing. I mean, you look at the last Champions League winners since like '97. The only one that's not invited is Dortmund and Bayern. That's it, and they're probably going to join eventually as well.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, it's like Jack Will just said. Tottenham just spent $1 billion on a new stadium.
Of course, they just spent $1 billion on a new stadium and a year of not being able to actually get any of that money back.
Levy may just be a genius, you know.
On the business side of things, he's clear, man.
Boy, man said, you know what? Let me get the stadium down before the interest goes up. I mean, let me get Jose real quick, just to get little documentaries sorted out. All right, we're in business.
Yeah, facts. Respect. They just need to get the manager. That's it. Like, my thing is, I was discussing this with Dan Soft a few weeks ago. It's like, you talk about all this stuff like systems and setups and stuff. Like, when these clubs have the right man at the helm, they're happy to follow. The players will follow, and the guys on above will support as well, man. It's when you've got guys who are like fugazi in the board. I kind of believe in you, but I don't really. So I'm kind of half supporting you. Do you see what I mean? When it's like, oh, why aren't the board supporting him? It's because they don't really believe in him. And when you believe in a manager, you back them, and it's an investment, isn't it? We invest in X player or X setup, which is going to return this. And there's only a handful of managers who earn that sort of equity. I think, apart from Pep, I don't know, does Klopp fall into that group now? What do you lot think? Managers that wherever they go, that the club will back them based on their reputation.
I think it's.
Does it mean? Let me mute myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say I guess so, but the only problem and difference with Klopp is the fact that he seems like a manager that isn't really there for the long term, nor Pep. So they will listen to him for that aspect. But I feel like Liverpool probably know that this guy's not gonna be here forever. So we're gonna have to plan in like stages of like 5 years, for instance. I mean, like let the new manager come in, and then do their thing. Kind of similar to how like a Chelsea do, where like you have like the manager come in, give them what they want. It works, okay, cool. It doesn't work, okay, cool, goodbye, and you keep moving on like that. Like, I do think like Klopp and Pep definitely fall into that model, but I do feel like Klopp's gonna leave soon anyway, so I don't really see how it's gonna work out long term.
Yeah, agreed. But my thing is, with that, I don't think managers are really built for staying at the clubs for as long as like the Wengers and the Fergies. That's not going to happen anymore. I think 5 years, 5 to 7 years is a good long stint at any club in this era. So I completely understand. And what they've been able to build around Klopp now in terms of their setup, and you talk about the Michael Edwards, and you talk about their academy, etc., the players coming through player development and stuff, is that when Klopp goes, as long as they're bringing in a good manager, a good quality manager, they'll be able to maintain a level of success. Do you understand? It's almost like Klopp comes in, raises the level of the club on the pitch, and everything else around him has to improve to reach that level. You see what I mean? This is what these transformative managers do. They come in and they change the whole culture, and everybody has to move with them.
Yeah, I get you. I do get you on that aspect, to be fair.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to watch.
It's exciting, man. It's exciting. But I can't believe people actually give him props for Jose, thinking he left him on a everything.
Listen, he's going to be on Sky Sports this weekend, so we'll find out exactly what happened, man.
Yeah, man. We'll see, man. We'll see.
All right, boys.
All
With
right,
that, I'm off, man.
yeah, same. Go back.
All right, nice one, man.
Peace.
Bye.
Yo, when I spit bars in a rave, man, I go hard like Santan.